Some people spend more time inside imagined situations than real ones. Entire conversations play out in their head. Future events get rehearsed repeatedly. Arguments, success, relationships, confrontations. Scenarios are created, adjusted, replayed, and emotionally experienced as if they already happened. People who are addicted to imagining fake scenarios are often seen as distracted or overly imaginative. But psychologically, this habit is usually connected to something deeper than simple daydreaming. For many, these scenarios begin as a form of mental escape. Reality feels uncertain, incomplete, or emotionally unsatisfying, so the mind creates alternate experiences that feel more controllable. In imagined situations, things can unfold differently. Conversations become smoother, outcomes become clearer, emotions become manageable. The person is no longer limited by reality. They can shape it. There is also a strong connection to anticipation. The brain naturally tries to predict the future, but in some individuals, this process becomes excessive. Instead of briefly imagining possibilities, the mind keeps expanding them. One thought leads to another scenario, then another variation, then another outcome. The imagination stops being occasional and becomes continuous. Emotion plays a major role here. These imagined scenarios are not emotionally neutral. The person feels them while thinking about them. A future success creates excitement. An imagined rejection creates anxiety. A fictional argument creates anger. Even though the event never happened, the emotional response is real because the brain reacts to vividly imagined experiences in surprisingly similar ways to real ones. For some individuals, fake scenarios become a substitute for action. Instead of confronting situations directly, they mentally rehearse them over and over. The imagination creates the feeling of engagement without the risk of real consequences. In this sense, imagining becomes psychologically safer than participating. There is also an element of control. Real life is unpredictable. People respond unexpectedly, situations change, outcomes remain uncertain. But inside imagined scenarios, everything can be adjusted. The mind controls the dialogue, the reactions, the timing, the result. This creates temporary comfort, especially for individuals who struggle with uncertainty or fear of failure. Another layer is unmet emotional needs. Someone who feels unseen may imagine admiration. Someone who feels powerless may imagine control. Someone who lacks connection may create emotionally intense interactions internally. The scenarios become a way of experiencing emotions that feel absent or inaccessible in reality. Over time, this habit can become addictive because it rewards the brain immediately. Imagining requires less effort than real change, but still creates emotional stimulation. The person gets excitement, comfort, validation, or relief without leaving their own mind. And because the reward is instant, the brain keeps returning to it. Socially, this can create distance from reality. While others are fully engaged in the present moment, the person may be partly absorbed in internal worlds. Conversations become divided between what is happening externally and what is unfolding mentally. Real interactions may even feel less satisfying because they cannot match the emotional control of imagined ones. At a deeper level, people addicted to fake scenarios are often trying to manage uncertainty, loneliness, fear, or emotional dissatisfaction through imagination. The scenarios are not random. They are psychological reflections of desires, anxieties, and unresolved emotions. And yet, imagination itself is not the problem. The problem begins when imagined life becomes more emotionally rewarding than real life, causing action, connection, and presence to slowly fade into the background. In the end, people addicted to imagining fake scenarios are not simply living in fantasy. They are using imagination to create emotional experiences they struggle to find, control, or process in reality. Their mind keeps building alternate versions of life, because those versions feel safer than the unpredictable one they actually live in.